It's a pledge. You all can stand for a pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item, any correspondence at this time?
Not here, no.
No correspondence? Okay, next is new business. All the cases are new businesses.
I need the minutes approved, please.
I don't see it on here. Minutes, what date?
Oh, that wasn't on there? Okay, then I'm good.
You're good? Okay, I don't see it.
Definitely.
No problem. Okay, next is, I have to read the rules of conduct. At a public hearing before the board, the petitioner or proponent shall first present the facts and arguments in support of the case. Those who oppose the petitioner shall follow. The petitioner shall have rebuttal time at the conclusion of those opposing the petition. Those opposed shall then be allowed a total maximum of 10 minutes to rebut any new statements made by the petitioner in this rebuttal. It should be within the discretion of the board to impose any time limitation on either the petitioner or respondent, and to limit public comment to those determined by state statute to be interested party. Written remonstrance shall be accepted by the board, but need not to be read into the board's record. This then concludes the public hearing. To maintain orderly procedure, each side shall proceed without interruption by others. All material presented by the petitioner and or remonstrators or supporters to the petition, including photographs, shall become property of the board and part of the record. Okay, with that, the first case is DB-2024-58. The applicant is David and Judy Osby, care of Town of Leith Law Firm. Locations 551 West 250 South, Indiana, Porter Township. Zonings RR, Rural District. Acreage is 16 acres. Request seeking development standard variance for the following. First, to allow accessory structure prior to primary structure. Second, to allow an increase in maximum accessory structure height from 20 feet to 28 feet. Lastly, to allow accessory structure exterior appearance not to match or closely resemble the primary structure. Okay, with that, Mr. Leith.
Good afternoon. My name's Todd Leith. I'm here on behalf of the petitioners in this matter, David and Judy Osby. Mr. Osby joins me here at the table, and Mrs. Osby is back in the rear, and we're going to try and present and answer any questions that you have. Our request for 3 variances, as you outlined. The property in question is kind of lost on the screen there a little bit. It's 16 acres on County Road 250 South, and was recently purchased and is currently improved with an old house and barn, both of which are in bad shape. And the intent of the purchase, the intent of this request is to allow for the Osbys to construct their new home on this 16 acres, only one home on the entire parcel, and it would be their personal residence. The existing home, the existing barn would be removed. As you can see from the aerial and the first slide in my handout to you that I just gave you prior to the commencement of the hearing, the property is densely wooded for probably 3/4 of the property. Only the front area is cleared where the existing barn, the existing home are today. The home is proposed to be 1,000 feet setback from the county road. Again, the house would be back in the woods. We've provided some photographs. The first photograph, which is the second slide in my handout, is a photograph from the county road. And you can see the house, the barn is behind it, and then off in the distance to the right, you can see a water body. That's the neighboring property you can see on the slide. It's just the water is just to the east of us. The where the road ends, at least in this photograph, it continues to snake and wind back into the 16 acres. The property is 1,321 feet deep, so it's extremely deep. And again, the house is set well back 1,000 feet. The purpose of our variances, though, don't relate to the house. It relates to a accessory building. So, on the property, in the rear, again behind the home, the Osbys are proposing a accessory building. The variances are one, to have the accessory building constructed prior to the home. That would be so that we could put building materials and store some equipment in the accessory structure during the time that the home is being constructed. We expect the home to be constructed within a short period of time after the accessory structure. The two other variances, the accessory structure we request it to be 28 feet tall. Your code is only 20 feet tall. We need a 14-foot door because the Osbys would like to have a motorhome. They've had a motorhome in the past, and they would like to have another one. Mr. Osby has a business in Hebron, and as he ages, would like to have more time to travel and would like to purchase a motorhome again. So the 14-foot door is kind of important for that, for his future planning. We also expect to put quite a bit of equipment in the accessory building. Frankly, some of the equipment that's in the old barn now that we're going to remove and tear down. The last of the three variances is one of appearance. Under your UDO, accessory structures that are not agricultural have to match or closely resemble the facade of the home. And we would like to have a more traditional accessory building. I've provided to you the last couple slides in here are the renderings of the very unique architecture that they've chosen for their home, and I don't think an accessory building would very well match the architecture that they've chosen for their home. And then in the middle of the handouts is kind of a site plan. This is actually a soil map, but it was the best map that showed the dimensions of the property, some of the wooded area, and then the homes and proposed structures as well. As you can see, the accessory building to the rear of the home. When we originally filed, we thought that we would have the accessory building out in front. The Osmonds have since chosen to place the accessory building back in the wooded area. So the size, the orientation, the height, all of that is going to be hidden from view, not just from the county road where it's over 1,000 feet, but from any of the properties because of the dense wooded area and nature of the property. That's our presentation. We're happy to answer any questions that you might have or those that come from the hearing.
Okay. So public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? In favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any questions on this case? Seeing none, I'm going to close the public hearing. First question, there's the pond, or I guess lake, that's not yours, that's adjacent neighbors?
It just runs right along my property.
Okay, so I see a house or a prefab structure there, looks brand new.
That's the neighbor. That's the neighbor's. It's like a fishing hut for him.
It's
not on my property.
Not yours? Okay.
It is on your property in this aerial from March, and it was at the front of your property in March of 20.
Correct. He can't access that side.
Okay.
So if you look, there's a driveway.
Mr. Osby is good friends with that property owner.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he had to use the driveway that I have because he couldn't get. It's all densely wooded on his side.
Yeah, it's on your property though. according to our areas.
Even
Not now. It's not.
Yeah, because it's over here.
Oh,
I would double check it just to make sure.
I mean, I just had it stake surveyed, and the stake is
It's not a permanent foundation, is it?
no.
It's
It's
just
just
skid.
it's just a shed.
It's a fishing
Essentially,
shed. Yeah.
a fishing shed.
but still,
It's on skids.
yeah, it should be
Brought it. He,
property, not yours.
you know the little things you buy, the sheds over here.
Yeah, the disc.
That guy came and moved it. It's like a shed.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah, I didn't see a permit for it, and I seen it on your property, and like it's
Yeah,
totally
here,
in the aerial right here. You can see it
That's where he had it.
there.
They had it moved, and then it's since been moved.
Okay.
Yeah, I went out there, and I see it's still on your property because I followed this road all the way back.
It's not now.
Stop right. Okay.
It's not now.
Yeah.
Sure
So look.
For that, if you do have it, let's get it on the record.
Right.
Look at this photograph that I in my handouts. You can see it down on the water's edge, off of our property.
Yeah, I don't know how they got it down there.
Well, that little scooter he's got's pretty amazing. But when the gentleman, if you look at that picture with the big lake, and then there's a spillway behind it.
Okay.
He created that dam with the Army Corps of Engineers years ago, and the only way to access it, and that was one of the prerequisites when he sold me that property, is I've got to be able to access that dam.
Okay.
So we're friends. We don't have any issues, but he has to get on the driveway to get to that dam.
You're going to give him the ability to use your driveway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. But I assure you, it's not on my.
Yeah.
There's a stake survey right behind that.
Okay. First, I got to tell you, it's a gorgeous piece of property. It's a really nice piece of property, in fact.
Well, I've had a really bad thing with, I don't cut a single tree down, but if you're going to build anything, you cut something down. But
You have to. I ran over one of your stumps. But thank you. But no, it's a nice piece of property.
Yeah.
To pole barn would be about 1,300 feet from the road. This would be behind the house.
It's going to be behind the house. There's going to be 200 feet from the rear property line would be the accessory building in round numbers.
Okay. You had to have 28 feet. That means that
20, I believe, is
It's
20.
code, but we want 28 feet so that we can have the 14-foot door.
20. Yes, yes.
Okay. How tall is your house?
I don't know.
Okay. It's awful nice house too.
No.
I like the design.
Not really huge. It's just it's going to basically back up.
It's built into the hill, so you can see that there's actually, I think, 3 levels facing in all glass facing the water, which is very.
I just wonder how that pole barn's gonna look. It's gonna be towering over the house, like 28 feet. That's the only thing,
Well,
But nobody's going to see it.
there's
pretty
going
far back.
we're going to try to leave as many trees as possible, also in between the house. So hopefully you don't see it a whole bunch.
I just want to make sure you need 28. I don't know if you get by 24 or 26 or. I understand you want RV. I understand.
Yeah, I mean, from the size we were wanting to build,
Yeah.
I know the building that I have now in Hebron.
Yeah.
My renderings are not dimensions,
Yeah.
so I don't know the size of the house.
You don't have a bunch of room above. It's a 14-foot door, and then there's not much above it. So
Now you can use that. I know you got your business in Hebron. Are you going to store business material?
no, I don't want to do any more.
Okay.
No, and I actually own another building in Hebron that used to be a daycare that's now not a daycare.
Okay.
And that building is essentially, I donate it to they do training with dogs and veterans, and but that building's ours. We own it. We could do anything we wanted to it at any time, so we could build a new building. We've got room to expand where we're at, but I don't need any more business.
So it'd be mainly personal items.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a skid steer, I've got mowers, and all this equipment just to maintain. And I'd like to have an RV again. Yeah, I've got a bunch of equipment. I'd like to have an RV again. We did it once. We'd like to do it again. But it's just everybody I've talked to says don't go too small because you're going to wish you had 2 feet bigger.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there's not an issue with the size of the barn, the square feet. No.
No,
You got the acreage.
we got the 16 acres.
Now you mentioned equipment in the old barn in Ohio.
so in that picture,
Yeah.
up up there, there's a house and a barn.
Yeah.
Actually, to keep not having to move equipment back and forth. We keep stuff in that old barn
Oh.
just to keep it out of the weather. So the stuff,
What type of equipment is it? I mean, what,
skid steer and
Okay.
mowers and tractors and
so that's going to be your new pole barn?
yeah, I'd like to
And-
get the new pole building built and get all that stuff, and then
Okay.
we can tear this stuff down.
Okay, and that's for personal use.
Sorry.
All personal use.
All personal.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep.
For your
Yep.
property. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's all. Yeah.
Okay. Time frame on removing the old house and barn. What's your? I know you said it's going to be it's going to be done, but when?
Pull demo permits yet for any of the structures?
I didn't do anything until I talked to y'all folks. I didn't do anything.
Gotcha.
So
So I guess, maybe after the home is built, we could take those down, in 2 years after the home has occupancy.
Well, he's going to use he's going to build a pole barn first, right?
Right.
Well, he put the equipment in a pole and then demo.
however,
I mean,
no, I mean,
that
that's
makes
how you guys want to do it. That's why we didn't.
It's too hard to try to monitor a
Yeah,
2 years.
a
from
2
now.
years.
Usually we
That's
don't
fine.
do it. We'll make you have it done before we give a CO from the house.
Okay, that's.
That would work.
Okay.
Yeah.
well,
I mean, the front house is in
Wait.
very, very bad shape. So
he's not going to build a house right away. The pole construct right away, so he can move the equipment into the new pole barn.
Right.
That's
right.
So you're saying don't give CO
For the house
pole barn?
until the house is down.
I mean, could I get a year or something?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, just I want to be.
Permits for your house will be good for 2 years. When you pull a building permit,
Oh, okay.
you pull a building permit for your new house yet?
No.
I haven't.
No.
But when you pull a building permit for your new house, you'll have 2 years to construct it.
Okay. Okay.
And you can't move in until you take down the barn.
Yeah, I don't want them there. I didn't do anything until I talked to Bill.
I guess my concern is that I don't trust him. What if he never builds a house? Okay, I'd rather see the equipment once the pole barn's completed. It's going to take him another year or so to build a house if nothing happens. We know how life works. Okay, I like to see those two buildings torn down after the pole barn.
I'm
After time.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Sure, that's fine. I do. They're a total eyesore,
They are.
and I have not torn them down because I didn't want to disrupt the apple cart. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to do something wrong.
How much time do you need after your pole barn's complete?
Are you going to start on the new pole barn like soon as you
He's
get
also-
approvals and
yeah,
everything?
he's
If I could, but I just don't. Everybody's getting pushed back,
Yeah.
getting into the weather time. So I mean, I don't want to predict things, but I mean, if I could, I mean, a year from now, the only reason I'm saying I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I mean, I don't.
So a year.
From
How about we do this? How about we can come back in a year for a review, see where he's at.
Or I could give him a year time after the pole barn's complete. Is that what you're saying? Is that where you're heading?
or even
I like after the pole barn's complete because
Yeah, time.
if he can't get that started and done now, then it'll be the spring and the year doesn't start until then. So that works.
Would you
I think.
hold a house permit until
No,
the pole barn,
no,
till the demos are done for the.
Well, no, he's saying after pole barn's complete, right?
Yeah.
Because he needs a final permit for after pole barn's complete, or how's that work?
Yeah,
The
get a
final
CO
inspection.
too.
And we need to tie everything to the accessory building because the home has nothing to do with any of the variances we're talking about.
Yeah, that's right. And let's say things change. You don't build a home for 5 years.
Right.
I mean, I like to tie it to pole barn.
Yeah.
A year, I'm happy with the year. If you're happy,
and I'm just
I
trying
think
to
that
think
works.
about
the,
whether
the wording. How do you?
Yeah. So a year from completion of the new accessory building,
it's fair.
the barn and house have to be removed.
That's fine.
Within a year.
I'll have it. I just don't know when they're going to start this doggone.
Well, how do we monitor?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you're saying. You
Yeah,
can't monitor.
you can't monitor that.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you give us
minutes.
well?
Because we had cases. I'm not saying you. We had cases where people never built a house. They have
Right.
built a house, and we had pole barns built. Houses were never constructed. So I don't have I don't have a problem. I give you a year. Just any suggestion. Is there a final inspection? Is
If he pulls, when he pulls the new pole barn permit, I don't know, we gotta get demo
Well-
permits for the other two structures, or the other structures that he's demoing. I don't know, but I don't wanna,
what's your plans of building a house? What's your time frame?
Probably a couple of years. I mean,
Okay.
you got to look. I'm going to build this building, and then I got to get these other buildings torn down. And a year is going to go pretty quick.
Oh, yeah.
You get into the inclement weather where you just can't get equipment in there properly without making mud.
we have one right now that the guy was supposed to tear down his pole barn and he
You did
didn't,
it. Yeah.
and now the neighbors are complaining and
Well, these buildings have been there for a very long time.
Oh, yeah.
No,
it's
there's
not you, it's
No.
just
I know.
trying to be consistent
I
with
understand.
our motion.
I respect. I
Work
respect.
with you as much as
Yep.
you can to try to,
I can tell you are, and I very much appreciate it. I just don't know what to. I mean,
yeah.
my problem is I've got them in trying to stay out of the weather, so and I don't want to have the stuff get stolen. But I've had people wandering back.
Do you have a blueprint yet for this house? Or do you have blueprints?
Do not.
You don't. Okay. Does it make sense for him to apply for a permit for the house at this time?
Well, if we're not tying this motion to the house,
Yeah. We might have to, yeah.
Demo permits are good for 1 year.
and that's why I'm saying if he pulled it.
Yeah.
When he wants to get started on the pole barn, he can get the pole barn started, pull demo permits, and pulls the, and then get that built and move everything in there. You got a year to do it all.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So if we pull a demo permit, is there, our real problem is for you and your office to have a trigger to make sure that we're doing what we're saying. All right. So if we pull a demo permit and it's good for a year, what happens in 1 year?
You'd have to review it.
But is there anything that is triggered by your office that says, oh wait, the Osby demo permit expired last week?
Only we don't.
You would never know that.
No, but we would because of this case. We don't check the other demo permits. No.
I don't know how to make your office work
I know.
the way you want it to work.
Not either.
She bought right to the house. I understand that. That's how we normally do it.
Yeah. And I'm resisting that because there's nothing in our variances that have anything to do with the house.
Except that you're demoing the original house.
That's why we never. That's why we never tore anything.
Well,
Well-
so here's the answer.
Yeah.
Can you issue a building permit for the new house when there's already a house on the same parcel?
No.
I don't think you can.
No.
So that's your lever over the Osbys is they can't build their house until they remove the existing house.
If he builds a new house.
If he builds the new house, but if he doesn't, there's nothing that you can do to make him take down the house. And I don't think that having an accessory building overburdens 16 acres, especially when it's where it's going to be. You know, at some point, you've got property.
You can't have until the other ones are down.
You've got property maintenance ordinances. If there's a problem there, if it's unsafe, you've got unsafe building ordinances. You know, those are your levers. If this property becomes unsightly and unsafe, then use those. But I don't know how you can tie it to the house.
Your demo permit, is it 2 permits, one for each building, or is it one for both buildings? He has a house, he has a garage or barn, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
We try to work with the homeowner.
Yeah.
Is it one or
Everything that he knows he's gonna do them together, we'll put them on one permit, but if not, we'll issue 2 separate permits.
is there a cost issue if he tore down the house first?
125.
I mean, if you remove the house first and then do the old barn or garage later, does that help the situation? No?
Well, no, here's the thing is, now that I sit and think about it.
Yeah.
He can have 2 accessory structures on his property.
But not 2 houses.
But not
But not 2 houses.
That's where I'm
matter,
heading.
so,
That's exactly where I'm heading.
but even if he kept the house, what if he wanted to remodel it? I mean, he's still allowed 2 accessory structures.
That would,
Actually, he could not. The accessory structure would be illegal
Yeah.
if he built the house where it's going to be and tore down the original because now it would be in the front yard. That's not one of our variances. So he couldn't
Okay.
he couldn't tear down the old house, build the new house, and leave the barn because that would be an accessory structure in the front yard.
Allowed 2 accessory structures.
He is, but none of them in the front yard.
Right. But the one that he wants to build is in the backyard. Is there one in front of the house now?
No, but if we took down the old house, left the old barn, and built the new house, now the old accessory building would be in the front yard.
You're right.
But as it sits right now, if he just came in and applied for a new accessory structure with these variances, he would still be allowed the accessory structure. The problem comes is when he's going to tear down the house.
Right.
And the other accessory.
But I can make a motion that we can't have a temporary 2 accessory structure. Temporary, at least that one. If we move that.
The problem isn't the restrictions. In my opinion, I think we know what the restrictions are, and we're in favor of them. The problem is that there's nothing in the Plan Commission office that's going to trigger a review.
Construction of new house is 2 years away. Is that what you're saying? Are you not sure? I mean,
Roughly, I mean, I that's kind of the plan, but you know, I mean, it's.
So
I don't want to drag it out forever. I'll be too old to build. So.
I don't like to have a review in a year or 2 years or 3 years because I've got to come back and charge Yosby's legal fees, and we want to be done today. But if the review is simply to determine that the buildings have been removed, then maybe that's something that we could do, is schedule a review in 2.5 years. If he's going to build the house in 2 years, schedule the review and
So come back 2.5 years and see where you're at.
To have the front stuff done, yeah. I mean, I want him gone anyway. I just didn't do anything because I didn't want to mess anything up with zoning or anything. You know, I mean, there's houses there, but if soon as I can build a building to get this equipment to not have it stolen, I've had people driving down that driveway and everything else. There's people I don't even know. So I'm going to put a gate up in front or some kind of a cable across to keep people out of there. And I mean, I'll be honest. As soon as I can get those buildings down, they're unsightly. They don't. They're full of raccoons. They cannot be salvaged.
oh no,
They cannot be salvaged.
no, they're too far gone.
So I mean, I'm not saving anything.
No, I didn't think so. Okay, you understand? We just need.
I absolutely understand, and I appreciate what you're trying to do. You're being kind to work with me. There's no. I'll get them down. I'm not in love with them at all.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve case DB-2024-58 with the review after 2.5 years to see the status of the 2 buildings.
that's good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Simple? Is that
That's fine. That's fine, sir.
good? Now, our office will trigger that, or you'll keep records
We
too?
will trigger it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
You're
We'll keep
approved.
Todd in mind.
Thank you. Sorry for
Or
the
not.
long discussion.
No worries. Thank you.
All right.
Take care. How's your brother doing these days, Jim?
Sorry,
How's Jim doing?
Jim's passed away.
I don't
I know it's all right. I thought you
Oh,
would know him. Yeah, he.
know.
Can I speak?
Oh, yeah, we talked later.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I did not know that. Okay. Next case is DB-2024-60. Applicant is David Metkin. Location 260 West, 875 North, Valparaiso, in Liberty Township. Zonings R, Rural Residential District. Acreage is 13.34. Request to allow existing accessory structure to remain in the front yard once the new single-family home is built.
Who's representing? Come up to the front, please, and state your name and your request, why you need it.
Hello, my name is Vic Roberts. I'm a builder from Chesterton, and I'm representing David and Danielle Metkin. They weren't able to come today. I live at 812 Old Town Square in Chesterton. Been a builder for 34 years, and excited about building this young family a new home. The Mankins they have 2 young children. I think one of them is 2, the other one might be 5. It's a young family, and this is their dream home, dream lot. So it's kind of nice that Mr. Leith went ahead of me because he kind of showed me. Hopefully, I can give you guys. Dude, I'm not going to be as good as Mr. Leith. I'm novice at this. This is the first time that I've appeared in front of your board. So please bear with me if I make any mistakes. I completely do not know what I'm doing. So
To help you through.
okay. So what they would like to do is there's an existing. What this is it's an old homestead. So on the property, there's a home that I don't know, probably built after the turn of the century, which will be torn down, and that's on the site plan that we submitted. And here's the building permit or demo permit, paid for it too. So the plan for that is for it to be torn down this coming week. Okay.
This week.
Yeah. So that's in the process. The existing barn, I didn't bring my glasses like a dummy, so maybe you can help me, but the existing barn is roughly, and it's a pole barn, and it's a fairly new pole barn, is roughly, 285 feet from the right-of-way of the road. And the Mankins would like to build their home 575 feet from the right-of-way of the road, roughly. And the reason why is they don't want to disturb the existing, in front of the home isn't some nice, I don't know if you call it brush or some trees or landscaping, the natural habitat. And so they want to build the home on the area that used to be, I guess, a farm field, which would make it easier for the septic field, along with not having to cut any trees down. Okay, so they want to try and preserve the nature or the setting of the piece of property. If you look to the west of the home, you'll see a riverbed and a lowland area, which is very picturesque. And then to the east of them is a farmer's field. So they'll have some nice seclusion and so on, which is another reason why, they want to be able to encapsulate this, be around the landscaping there. So, what else can I tell you? We have applied for a building permit, and the permit is contingent upon this variance. So I guess it's been applied for, I would say, for probably 60 to 90 days by now. So I'm sure it's gone through the whole review process. And so hopefully if this variance is permitted or allowed, then we'll be issued a building permit where we can get started.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? In favor? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any question on this case? Seeing none, I'm gonna close the public hearing. I got one question for you.
Yes, sir.
Why not put the house in the same location as the house you're demoing?
That, I think, is a personal preference on the homeowner's part, but I can't answer that. I don't know that.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's normally where you put it.
Okay.
In front of the pole barn, not behind it.
I get that. Yeah, but the house that is there, it was so old. I mean, it hasn't been lived in for many years.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So it's all overgrown around that. It's kind of like there's a woods and then there's this house stuck in the middle of it, and it's all overgrown. So have you been out there for the stick inspection? I haven't been out there probably in a couple of months. I don't know if the homeowner I haven't been out there since I applied for the permit. So I don't know what the condition.
I was out there, I think yesterday I was out there, and or day before. But I mean, you have to remove the whole house so you don't clear,
I understand.
That's the only thing. First thing, why? I mean, normally you put it in front.
Yeah. Well, I guess, the thoughts that they had on their application was, and Danielle, the wife, wrote this.
Yeah.
She said, building the house in the location we have chosen allows us to utilize the vacant ground without changing any of the landscape barriers from the adjacent properties. We are utilizing the open ground in the vicinity of the barn and preserving the frontage of the property in its natural state with its mature native trees. We considered removing the trees, however, but did not want to change the topography of the property. Granting this variance allows for minimal impact to the adjacent properties. The barn is existing now that we are ready to build. Let's see, in their minds, the most reasonable and practical location is behind the barn. Excuse me, I'm fighting a cold.
When was the barn constructed?
That I do not know.
Do you,
Where's that set? 2020, June of 2023.
So just recently, sure.
See, that doesn't make sense. I mean,
Purchased the property in February of 2023. Built 60 by 40 pole barn in June of 2023. And then pulled 2 permits for 2023. One to demo the existing house and one to build a new house. So they built this in June and then pulled the house permit in July.
And that would be me.
okay, but nothing about saying behind the pole barn.
Well, that's our code. Yeah,
that's
that's
your code,
what.
yeah.
That's what.
Yeah, they didn't do good planning, I don't think.
Rick, I can't answer that. I don't know what they were led to believe. When they were applying for that building permit for the pole barn.
Well, obviously,
I was
variance. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
But I think when they come in, we tell them that the pole barn has to be behind the house.
Yeah, it looked fairly new to me. So, if you can find out from him, can you put the house where the old house is? I mean, that's just naturally you would do that.
Okay.
So I'm not going to deny it. It's going to continue.
Okay.
Find information out. When were you going to start construction? What was your plans?
Well, I have a contract with them. We've locked into a price. And I would like to get started as soon as possible because of the weather. Before winter. I mean, my hope was to start sometime in November. And if we get pushed off hopefully the weather will cooperate. It's easy to get the foundation in, but the getting the basement floor poured is the hard part.
What's this building right here?
Yeah, there's another building there.
There's another building right here.
That is, I think, a old hen house, possibly, or maybe where they used to put the milk when they had the cows. Where they would process or store the milk. Maybe. I mean,
that's also associated with accessory structure. So we're
I see.
putting this. Yeah, that needs to be stated that needs to be shown on the site plan too.
Yeah, is that going to be removed?
Unless they're removed.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, what I could do, I could move your case back to the meeting. If you want to call her, ask those 2 questions. If you would get contact.
Well, they said they were available by phone. So if I called them now,
then I'm going to go to the next case and push it back to the end of the meeting.
Okay.
We'll call you back.
Okay.
So
would it be able? Can I put him on speaker with you? Is that is that? No.
we haven't done that. No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right. What? Thank you. Let me give them a call.
Okay, I'm gonna move to the next case then.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next case is DB-2024-61. Applicant is Robert E. Radovich. Location 4105 Tretivas Road, Valparaiso, Jackson Township. Zoning is RR, Rural Residential District. Acreage is 2.75. A request to allow reduction in side yard setback from 15 feet to 5 feet for proposed 40 by 60 pole barn.
How you doing?
Okay.
Hi, Bob Radovich, and homeowner and contractor. I'm pretty cut and dry. I'm looking to put a pole barn up, and it's called a pole barn, but it is going to resemble my house. It'll be sided and LP engineered wood siding. It'll have a stone wainscot like the house itself. Um, I'm looking for to decrease the side setback because of just the placement of it. My property is a little bit narrow, and where I have to walk out of the house, it just be too close, too risky putting it that close to the walkout to where it comes down. Um, the pole barn will be on the north side of the property, the setback behind the house. On the north side of the pole barn will be a patch of woods, and just to the north of me is a cornfield, and it's been a cornfield for its entire life. I lived 2 houses down my whole entire life, and it's been field forever. And
That parcel under.
other than that, it will be pretty much out of view of everyone because of the way my house and property sit. I'm right on the corner,
Yeah.
so you come in and turn and head back to the house, head back to the pole barn, and and then in the far back of it, I have a mountain system I had to put in, and that covers a good portion of the back of the property.
Okay, it's public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or yes, sir? State your name.
Hello, Dwayne Lalone, 394 Travis, Mr. Ranch. I'm not against this. Okay, I got a little late, but my concerns are with water runoff and drainage. Okay, I'm not against them putting up a barn. I want them to put up this barn. You know, I want them to have a drain like all. My family's lived there in Jackson Township on Travis Road for 50 years. And I've watched all this develop, some good, some bad, but that's beside the point. There's been 2 huge pole barns put up in the last couple of years, and my concern is our property, there's a big ravine just to the south of Travis Road that goes in there, and when we get heavy rain, it's not we can get them a lot, but we do. I mean, it's like the Colorado River going through there. So, for the other 2 pole barns that were put up, one was at 406, one just last year at 412, right on the corner, kitty corner from Mr. Radovich's property. They're in the process of building it now. I believe the county worked with the homeowner for some kind of a drainage point. That's all I'm asking for. Okay. So I am not against Mr. Radovich putting up this building. And basically, the other reason I'm here today is I kind of wanted to get an idea where it was going to be put. I wasn't real sure how your property went, but that's my concerns.
Thank you. Bob,
Can I show them this? This is the topography and everything.
I would you go up there and show them one.
Yeah.
Yeah, will you please?
So come around.
Go ahead. Sure. Go ahead.
So as of right now, my drive comes in, goes all the way here, and comes on back. My house is being built right here, which is on the highway. Then it comes down here. The pole barn will be right here on the far north side. I'm sorry if I'm in your way. Far north side. Then my property comes down and comes back up.
So it'll drain to the north.
Everything will drain to the northeast. Everything goes to the north.
I wasn't sure, but I
got the topography in here. That's why we set it where it was. Because this is the natural swell. Everything comes and goes right through here. You can see it.
Sure.
It goes right out to that patch of woods in the middle of that cornfield right there. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where everything goes for that.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions or comments? Seeing none, I'm gonna close the public hearing. Why the side yard reduction? Explain again? What's your issue?
Excuse me.
Why the side yard?
Because of where it is.
Yeah.
Portion of the house where I walk out there, and if you look at the site plan, so I walk and it goes like this, and I can't be that close to the, because it would just drop straight off. the side of pole barn B, where it drops off at a walkout.
So how far would pole barn be from your house?
It is 40 foot, I believe it is. So I'm 295.
His steps would be in front.
I believe from the front of my pole barn to the back of my garage, it's like 45 foot.
I'm trying to see the topo. I'm trying to see where, say, the drop off is.
Oh, do you have?
Yeah. Oh, see the numbers? I can't see that.
Oh,
yeah. Let's see topo.
So my second. So yeah, so the drive comes in. Here's the pole barn.
Yeah.
So my walkout looks like this. So if I had to be 15 foot, 10 foot further this way, I'd be pushing right on that, right where the drop off is. And then the further back I go, this is where the natural swell comes right through here. Here's the low end. And then I don't have it in this one. This is my mountain system right here.
Because you're talking here is 1 foot drop from here to here to 853. Because you got 852 there.
Well, yeah. Once we dug the walkout out, it's further now. I got the retaining walls here.
I guess I'm trying to understand. Are you want that location because you don't want us to look at it?
No. I'll still see it. It's 40 by 60. Once you look out, it's there.
We do get that. Some people they want wood because they don't want to buy their house.
No, that'd be just because of how the drive comes in.
Yeah.
I don't want a chance.
Yeah.
Was it staked out?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. But see, the house is not built, so you go cut this out. That's what you're saying for the walkout.
Yes, the house is being built right now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right, I understand. And it'd be used for what? What reason? It'd be used?
Just personal use. I like to work on classic cars, rebuild classic cars, stuff like that, and storage. I have a skid steer and
not for business.
No business.
No. Okay.
No, still have to sign a commitment letter.
Yeah, it's like
saying that you're not going to have it. You're not going to run a business out.
Oh yeah, no problem.
You won't use it for living.
No, my house would be.
It's not for you. We have to do it.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, because I tried to get it right away. I wanted to do that same thing as the first gentleman. I wanted to get the pole barn built so I could store my stuff in there, materials and stuff. But the county wanted to see the house permit first, so I had to do all that first.
Right. Yeah.
And I did.
With that, I'd like to approve case DB-2024-61. You're approved with the understanding you have to sign commitment letter solely for personal use.
Okay, and I do that with
tomorrow.
Your
information down here. Yeah, so you can come in tomorrow and pick up your permit.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
Is your father Bob also?
He is.
He worked at U.S. Steel.
He did. I did too.
Tell him I said hi.
I will do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Haven't seen him for years. Okay, next case, DB-2024-62. Applicant is Lance Johnson. Location 473 North, 325 East, Valparaiso, Indian Township. Zoning is RR. Rural Residential District, acreage of 2. Request to allow an increase in width of the driveway 18 feet to 27 plus additional flares.
Good afternoon. I'm Lance Johnson, 473 North, 325 East. This is my wife Sharon, who's joining me today. I have 2 letters I want to give to you from 2 of my neighbors.
Thank you.
Directly across from me.
Okay.
So, as you see our property, if you've driven past it, we got permission to build a beautiful new building this summer. Some of the issues that come about is that we need the widening of the driveway to be able to access the driveway to the new building. It's pretty sharp to turn. I do have a number of classic show cars that I show around the country, and I trailer them. And with the narrowness of 325, turning in and making the turn back in to get to the building is very difficult. And it's a very steep ditch. It's almost a 2 feet culvert ditch. So I'm worried about coming in. That's coming in from the north and making that angle to go back to the building. If I come in from the south off of 325, I can't make that at all at the current 18 feet. So currently, you would notice that there's a construction drive there. That was our understanding. It was supposed to all be taken care of by our builder. It's supposed to be all permitted and everything, and we learned after it was done it was not. But the construction, because it needed to be able to handle the dump trucks and the concrete trucks and all those things, so it got widened summertime, and it served that purpose until just recently. And what we propose to do is actually limit that in half. It's going to go down to 9 feet, which would actually equal all the way up to the front of the house. When we went to build the building, there was some damaged concrete at the house, and we tore a 9-foot slab out. So our hope would be to have the apron match the new piece of concrete that would run on our property to the house as additional parking spaces near the house. I did have Rob Goodman came into my house in August, and he and I talked through it, and I didn't realize he was telling me that I could add flares as well to increase my entrance area. But unfortunately, it still doesn't address the steep ditch drop off to the culvert, which is where I'm worried about making that turn in with the trailers. I'm looking at 45 feet of truck and trailer, and I due to the sheer value of the cars and so forth, I would hate to damage them or have to have a neighbor come pull me up the ditch to recover the vehicle. I think the biggest thing is that this took us by surprise because the builder was supposed to take care of this, and then they said, "Oh, by the way, we didn't do that." So here we sit. So we're trying to get through the process so that we can have approvals to make it function as we see it needing to function. Eventually, it will be paved in concrete all the way to the house, but there will also be a blacktop driveway to the building. So it'll all look very professional and clean and not obtrusive to neighbors or anybody around.
Okay. It's a public hearing. Anybody want to speak in favor of this case? Seeing none, anybody want to speak against or any question on this case? Seeing none. Yeah, I was wondering why that culvert that temporary culvert was in place.
Yeah.
You're saying your builder did that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So what I would plan to do is actually it's going to cut it in half. So there's a 20 feet piece of culvert in there, and that's going to be cut in half, and then we'll reshape. In fact, I think it's in your files, but this is a nice representation of. Can I bring it up to you?
Sure.
You can actually see where the current where the gravel is, and what I'm proposing is way over here, and the grass that all in. Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, I got the same thing. Okay.
So it's much wider, but that was so that the dump trucks could come up and make that turn because he was worried about breaking the driveway.
So what are you going to put the driveway, you going to raise up to the house?
Yes. Yeah. This will all be additional drive.
But you're going to keep this gravel here?
Temporarily, I'm going to put a concrete pad and then blacktop in between us.
Like a lane?
Yeah.
Okay. The only concern I have, it's awful wide. I mean, with the flares. I mean, why do you need both? Why didn't drive plus the 10-foot flares?
Well,
average flare is like 3 feet.
Well, and that was a shocker to me because I assumed it would be 3 feet, and then when Rob was there and he painted the road.
Well, I think maybe that was his first request. You could put a flare in. That's commercial.
Yeah.
But to widen the driveway and put a 10-foot flare on each side, it's going to be way too wide.
Okay.
It won't look right.
Can I do the standard 3-foot flare though? I mean, if I instead of
you have to have some flares.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you're asking for what width of driveway? 27 total.
20 feet. So yeah, my driveway's in sections of 18 or 9 feet each. So it'd just be a third section from the road to the home, and then the driveway to the garage.
Come up here so I understand what you're going to do. Okay, you're going to change this to 3. This is going to be a 3, right?
Okay. Yep.
This is 10.5 now, right? The existing.
No. This is 18. This is 18.
This is 8. Okay, 18. And what are you gonna put here?
So it's 9 foot across, and this
Okay.
is just this one is the right of way. It's 10 and a top of
Okay,
the culvert.
so what's your width gonna be here?
Plants.
9 feet.
That's a better picture if you want to show that.
9 feet, you got it.
So there's your 9
Yeah, I took a picture, I got it on my phone, so.
Yeah, so this is 10 feet to this line.
Okay, right
and then
here.
It's 9 feet from here.
And you go bring that,
Yep,
does that line up with your house?
Yep, exactly. It's 9 feet.
It lines to your house. Okay, yeah, it looks a lot better. Yeah. Yeah, do that and then take this off. It has to be a 3 foot flare.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 foot. Yeah.
Okay.
It would be way too hard.
I can.
I don't think you'd be happy after you got it done. I really don't. And I drove up and down.
I think it would be
Yeah, I drove up and down the street and there's nothing like that.
All right. Yeah. Again, that was not something I thought about until Rob.
There's a couple of houses down there with the driveways are close together.
Right.
That's grandfathered and that's a special exception now, or variance to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, you see any issues with that? Or?
No. So how wide
Well,
is the driveway?
The driveway's going to be, let's figure this out. Is 27, be 27.
It's going to be 27
3
feet
foot
wide
with 3 foot flares.
with 3 foot flares. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And now the extra culvert, what are you going to do with that?
I mean, I want it to stick out just a little bit, like
Yeah.
normally, so it might be 10 feet of culvert underneath the 9 foot of driveway.
Yeah, just a foot out.
Yeah.
But the excess you're going to remove.
Right. Exactly.
And I think it's a 12-inch culvert. I think.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Okay. All right. And the pole barn was already approved. So.
Yeah.
When was the pole barn constructed?
When was it?
Yeah, when was it?
It was May.
Finished in June.
Okay, I'd like to approve case DB-2024-62 with understanding it's a 27-foot total wide driveway with 3 foot flares on each side.
Excellent.
Okay. I
Thank
think
you.
3 foot was 3 and 4 back or something like that.
Okay.
Back.
We'll get that all figured
Yeah.
out.
There's a formula for that.
Okay.
So,
Thank
all right.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, back to case DB-2024-60.
Thank you, Rick.
Yeah, you're fine.
So I have a voicemail. Want me to play it?
Go ahead.
That's fine.
Let's put you in the speaker.
There's a couple other things he told me too that are not on the voicemail. But we'll do the voicemail first.
In regards to the house, the reason we checked to go back a little further in that open field is if we were to, once we demo the house, the driveway as line to the property line, there's not enough room to fill that house. The property line is right off of the existing house, which is much more narrow than I guess you would say our new design. So there wasn't enough room between the existing drive and the property line to pick the house there. Rather than tear down a bunch of trees, I guess we could have moved it over to the west side of the drive, but then we'd be just cutting down all the mature trees and everything up front. And we thought it would be, nice to keep everything the way it is up front, other than the existing house, to come down and move the house back. The barn, we just planted winter wheat in that field. I guess we could have taken the barn a lot further back. I just didn't want to take away from the hayfield there. And maybe that's my mistake for, looking at that. I guess when I initially looked into this, I maybe had a misunderstanding on my behalf that I would just have to go through the grading procedure. And apparently I took that the wrong way, so my apologies for that. But that's the reasoning for the house location. It's just there's not enough room in between the driveway and the property line. That's kind of why we went back. We want to keep it in the open. Just kind of keep it close to the barn just for the, the sake of everything there. So if there's any questions, you can let me know. Thank you.
The other thing he didn't tell you, and he texted me, he's like, Vic, the reason why we're building a ranch is, and I said this young family, their 5-year-old daughter, she's in a wheelchair. She was born without the use of her legs.
Okay.
So the house is being built as a handicap home so that when she grows older, So that's, you asked me earlier, why don't they just put it in the same spot where the house is now? Well, if you look at the site plan, the existing home is encroaching on the building setback lines already. So they'd have to build the house long and narrow instead of the width that they have now. And then the existing, to answer your question, Christy, the milk barn or the milk shed, it is on the site plan. It's right here. So, but if that needs to be torn down, I'm sure they would be open to having that torn down as well. So,
If it's gonna be, well, it depends on what the motion is, but it would be in front of the house then too.
okay, yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yes. So, with not having enough space between the property, this building setback lines and the existing driveway, and if they went to the other side, like you said, then they would be disturbing the trees. So their hope was to be able to go to the south of the existing pole barn, put them farther away from the road that the pole barn is to the road, and that's their request. So,
And was that Saw Creek there?
yes, yeah,
That kind of restricts you a little bit there too.
And they do own those two parcels
They
too.
do own it. Okay.
Yeah, they own, right?
yes, they own 3 parcels
They
there.
own 3 parcels.
Yeah, they own all of that. So,
Where's it at on this map? No, so they own. Can you zoom in a little bit? So then there's this little square right here. They own this.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Can you click on the parcel next to it? That one. Thank you, Monica. And then the next one. And they own all that.
yes. So yeah, they're like right in the middle of that whole shooting match there.
Well,
I mean, most of all, that's wetlands.
Yeah.
So can't do nothing.
well, that other shed got to be removed. You said it was a chicken coop or something?
It has to be an old chicken coop or where they stored milk or where they,
Yeah.
back in the day.
Yeah, that's going to have to be removed. I don't think that's a problem.
Okay.
Did they say that was a problem or not?
No, I didn't even bring it up to them.
Okay. The other concern, if this is approved, like you see evergreens in front of the pole barn in the side. Try to
Okay.
screen it from the street because normally we don't approve this before the.
Thank you.
Normally the house is in front of the. You understand, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, we do. And I'll make sure they do.
Okay, I want you to send it to Chrissy. Okay.
Okay.
Plan.
A landscape plan.
Basketball. I want evergreens, arborvitae, like you got almost a wall.
Okay.
2 sides.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, I want screen. No.
Okay. Well, we'll put that on.
I don't care if they look at it. They're going to be looking at it from their house, but
Sure.
going down Country Road, maybe you heard a comment from that gentleman. He's seen pole barns, and we're hearing his comments too. The large pole barns are unsightly to some people.
Okay.
So, can you live with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
You okay with that?
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, I will make a motion to approve case DV-2024-60 with understanding, what did I get the right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. With understanding you will demo the house this week.
Yes, sir.
Or you sure
The company, it's either this week or next week. That's what he told me.
within 30 days.
Yes, sir.
Let's make sure the weather.
Okay.
Demo the house within 30 days. Okay, so that has to happen before construction of the new house.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
The accessory structure, if it's old bell house or whatever, it has to be removed.
Okay.
Within 30 days also, is that reasonable?
That's reasonable. Yes.
Okay, reasonable. And the pole barn has to be screened totally from the road,
Yes.
from the sides. You can't see it.
Okay.
With
That's very fair.
evergreens or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just email. You can email me the site plan,
Yes.
and then I'll send it to him. And it's
Yeah.
contingent on him approving your
Yeah.
site plan.
Okay.
Approval was
Yeah.
contingent on that.
It's like-
okay.
All right. Beautiful. All right. Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay,
Thanks. Dave.
good one. Okay, apparently there's another meeting starting here, so any other information, correspondence? No, meeting's adjourned. Thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm already late. That's out of their way.